The old hospital stood silhouetted against the bruised twilight sky, a skeletal wreck of crumbling brick and shattered windows. Ignoring the faded, rust-streaked "no trespassing" sign, Alex clambered over a low section of the perimeter fence. He landed softly on the overgrown grounds, the crunch of dry leaves under his boots the only sound in the eerie quiet. He switched on his headlamp, its powerful beam cutting a sharp white cone through the encroaching darkness. Taking a deep breath, he pushed open the groaning main door and stepped inside, vanishing into the black maw of the building. The air inside was thick and cold, heavy with the scent of decay and disinfectant. With his phone held out to record, Alex navigated the decaying corridors. His headlamp revealed peeling paint, overturned gurneys, and the scattered detritus of a place abandoned in a hurry. The silence was profound, broken only by his own footsteps and the faint drip of water somewhere in the darkness. Then he heard it, a faint, distant scraping. It was a dry, dragging sound like metal on concrete. Alex froze, his head snapping up, every sense on high alert. The sound stopped as abruptly as it began. Shaking his head, he dismissed it as settling debris or the wind and pressed onward, his fascination overriding his initial unease. He was here to capture the haunting beauty of decay, not to get spooked by shadows. He ventured deeper into the hospital's labyrinthine guts, descending to the surgical ward. The atmosphere grew more oppressive with every step. As he passed a row of operating theaters, a heavy steel door down the hallway creaked shut with a definitive metallic clang. Alex spun around, his heart hammering against his ribs, his light carving frantic arcs through the darkness. There was nothing, just an empty corridor and the closed door. A cold sweat beaded on his forehead. It was then at the far end of the long, tiled hallway that he saw it. A shadow, impossibly tall and slender, detached itself from the deeper darkness, moved with an unnatural fluidity across the wall, and then vanished as if it had never been. The explorer's bravado evaporated, replaced by a raw, primal fear. This was no trick of the light. He wasn't alone. The scraping sound was gone. In its place was something far more terrifying. Soft, shuffling footsteps. They were behind him, echoing his own but with a strange, dragging rhythm. They were getting closer. Panic seized him. Alex broke into a desperate, clumsy run, his phone camera still recording, the perspective now a shaky, disorienting blur. He careened through the maze-like hallways, the beam of his headlamp bouncing wildly off the decaying walls. He risked a glance over his shoulder, the phone capturing a fleeting, nightmarish glimpse of a pursuing dark figure. A tall, emaciated silhouette that seemed to glide rather than run, its form indistinct, but its presence overwhelming. It was gaining on him, its shadowy arms reaching. With a final, desperate burst of adrenaline, he saw the faint outline of the main entrance ahead and threw himself toward it. He burst through the doors and scrambled outside, collapsing against the cold brick of the exterior wall. He gasped for air, his lungs burning, the cool night air a shocking relief. His heart pounded a frantic, painful rhythm in his chest. Relief, pure and overwhelming, washed over him as he realized he was out. He was safe. He slowly turned, his breath still ragged, and looked back at the gaping dark entrance of the hospital. There was nothing there, just the suffocating blackness within. He let out a shaky laugh, the sound thin and hollow in the night. The camera, still in his trembling hand, panned from the doorway to the empty space on the wall right behind him. For a fraction of a second, the frame was empty. Then a final, sudden shot revealed the immense, distorted shadow of the figure looming directly over him, engulfing him completely.